Good morning. Today I want to explore my reflections card with y'all. This is the card I created to represent the Sacral Energy Center. It's part of my Temple Journeys collection available on Etsy, and I'll put a link to my shop below. I've created a 7-card note card set that represents the energy centers, as well as a 52-card meditation and affirmation deck that invites you to explore your amazing divine design, to explore and partner that design, looking through the lenses of the chakras as well as the Bible. Your sacral energy center is located, if you put your thumbs in your belly button, let your hands relax down over your abdomen, womb space, framed it by your pelvic bones and your hip bones. That is your sacral energy center. Some themes here are connected to the flow of life. What is life giving? How do we give life? As we are given life, we give life. So we see emotions here. We see our feelings, our emotions, passions, dream, desire. We see the spark of creativity. The desire to reproduce is here in all kinds of ways. It's also a place of partnership, right? Passion, it's the flow between things, the flow between us and others. Honor, learning to honor one another is a lesson associated with this center. Choices are here, giving and taking, intimacy is here. All of this center. If you look at in the Bible in John, out of your belly will flow streams of living water. That's the essence of this center, maintaining that flow of living, life-giving water. And connected to that are the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Letting go what doesn't serve, life, death, and rebirth. So let's look at the card. So we have water, right, flowing all over in the card. Water flowing over the two figures facing each other, water flowing between them. Water is synonymous with life, as well as that washing element connected to that life, death, rebirth. The waters of the womb are here. The second day of creation is associated with the center. That's when God separated the waters. And you can visit that day here with your hands on your belly. You can visit those primordial waters. With separation, you get the idea of two. Again, that partnership. We are a reflection of God. We are made in the image of God. There is some identity formation here. In fact, the center is associated with the ages of 7 to 14. Think of a person, a child exploring their dreams and desires, developing relationships, figuring out who they are. Also moving into the age of accountability, that choice piece, right? That honoring one another. So that's water. We also have the color orange. I'm sitting in my orange chair. Orange is associated with this center. My way of thinking of that is to remember the 60s, to think of the over-the-top, exaggerated themes of sexuality, creativity, of honor, right, with the civil rights movement, restoring honor to human relationships, and they wore a lot of orange. They made orange furniture. My house had orange carpeting in it when I moved in. So orange. I've also represented orange in the card in the sunrise, sunset, tying in that theme of life, death, and rebirth of a new day. We've got the sun and the moon, again with those cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The moon brings us back to water. The moon regulates the tides. Women experience this in their bodies every month with the menstrual cycle. So there's that possibility, that potential for life and reproduction. And then either that happens or that flows and cleanses and we make way for the next cycle of life, death, and rebirth. All here at this center. The two figures facing each other, those are profiles. I've got the orange, bordering those images to represent, again, that honor. And I have a man and a woman inside of them, that spark, that flow between people, but also that balance of the masculine and the feminine within us. This is that place of energy exchange. So energy exchange and balance, not just between people, but between work, right? With our greatest passion, if you get to work at what we're passionate about, that is life-giving. Money is also meant to be an energy exchange, right, of balance and of honor. Those profiles are also caves. Again, looking at those themes of life, death, and rebirth. Caves are mystical places. They are associated with hidden treasure, with jewels, with discovery. And we carry caves energetically in this center. You can visit the caves from this center. You can visit to unearth, discover your lost, maybe, passions, desires, and dreams. It's a place to unearth from the generational line, maybe some talents, abilities, dreams. It's also a place to let things go that no longer serve, so that death and rebirth. We can think of Jesus, who died, was placed in a cave that served as a tomb, and then death was left behind with the resurrection. And for us, that brings in water again. We are baptized into his death, into his life. So we go into the caves, we can lay down those things that no longer serve. I've gone in there with the cloud of witnesses, almost sitting Shiva with me. Sometimes it's a process. I've gone in there awake style, or just simply letting things go that no longer serve, making way for new life. Always making way for new life, the flow of life. In front of the caves, I have 3 boulders. Those are my tribute to the Feast of Unleavened Bread that's associated with this center. So that's when Moses took the Jewish people out of slavery in Egypt into freedom towards the promised land. Think of pregnancy here, really. The womb is great and life-giving until it becomes restricted and limiting, and then it's time to go. And the Feast of Unleavened Bread was fast. It's time to go. No time for the bread to rise. The flow of water, the flow of life, of cleansing, it's time to move out. And really, when the people went through that parted Red Sea, it's almost like a birth canal into new life. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, I also associate again with Jesus, with entering into his death and resurrection. Okay, I'm wondering what I have not covered. I think that's good. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the card.